Hi everyone, I'm Allie Nettles with Pine Belt. We're here today interviewing Mayor Day from Thomasville, Alabama. Thank you for meeting with us.
So glad to meet with you.
Just to start, when was the town of Thomasville founded?
Thomasville was founded in 1888. It's a railroad town. It was named after Samuel Thomas, who was a railroad financier who was sent down by the federal government to help rebuild the South after the Civil War. And he helped bring the railroad through town. And Thomasville was, at that time, a town about 3 or 4 miles to our west called Choctaw Corner. But when the town was formed at the railroad, naturally when the railroad came through, they built the town on the railroad, and they wanted to name the town, give the town a new name because it was technically a new little city.
Right.
And so they decided to name it after Samuel Thomas, who not only was the person who helped bring the railroad through, but he also gave the first donation to help start the first school here. So,
Oh, great.
So they named it after him.
Okay. What's the current population?
Current population, we estimate, is around 5,000.
Okay.
The census said we were somewhere in the neighborhood of 4,300, 4,400, but we feel like now we're at somewhere around 5,000.
Right. So you said it was a railroad town. Was there a time whenever the city was like at its peak population?
Well, technically, Thomasville over the last 60 years, 50 to 60 years, has grown double digits since its inception, and since 1960 census has grown more than 10% each census until this last census.
Oh, wow.
Last census we feel like was wrong because they, even on the census data, they showed that they only counted 64% of the people in Thomasville. So we feel like we're much closer to 5,000 than what they counted.
Right.
So we'll see in this next census. We think it'll all flush out in this next census.
Okay. Did you grow up in Thomasville?
Yes, I did. I was born here, born downtown. We didn't even have a hospital here. I was born above, in a doctor's office above one of the buildings in downtown. So
Right.
yeah.
Oh, wow. What's your favorite childhood memory about Thomasville?
Favorite childhood memory about Thomasville is we used to have colored lights that were strung across, big colored lights that were strung across the streets going downtown, and Santa Claus used to go to a little place called Clay Park and give out candy and things like that, and just a lot of Thomasville traditions and traditions you'll see in a lot of small towns, but in Thomasville it was really neat to have those kind of memories. I just remember those beautiful colored lights strung across the street as a little boy.
Okay. Well, how long have you been mayor?
Been mayor 22 years. Been mayor since 1996.
Oh, wow. Do you have...
You were a mere child
I
when
know.
you became mayor.
I wasn't even born then. Do you have like a favorite memory during this time? I mean, 20 years.
I guess, we've accomplished a lot since I've been mayor, and we've been blessed. My favorite memories are watching this old school building here. Our civic center was empty. This was an empty school building for 20 years, and we've transformed it into a cultural arts and performing center and civic center.
Right.
We've helped bring downtown back to life and revitalize downtown, and now today we've got a brand new hospital under construction here.
Oh, wow.
That's going to be able to serve people for many years to come. So we've been able to accomplish a great deal while I've been mayor, but it's been a collective effort from not just me, but our council, our city, everybody working together to be the best we can be.
Great. I guess growing up here and being mayor, are there any folk tales or legends that you've picked up about the town?
Well, there's lots of, we always talk about characters in Thomasville. Thomasville has a lot of old characters that we talk about. Catherine Tucker Wyndham, who wrote many books, 13 Alabama Ghosts, as well as many other books. She was born here in Thomasville, and so we consider her one of our town characters, a famous storyteller. But there's all types of folks. There was a gentleman who used to be a flagman at the railroad. They called him Mally Jackson, and he was a character. And Miss Ruby Gunn, who drove an old black 49 Chevrolet, and I always honked at everybody, and everybody knew to get out of her way when she came through town. And just lots of characters in Thomasville, and most small towns have them. Mm-hmm. But there are a lot of characters that we treasure in Thomasville because that's part of your hometown, the aura of your own hometown.
Right. What about Thomasville do you think sets it apart from towns nearby?
I think it's a good deal of it is our can-do spirit. Thomasville is a little different than most of the other larger towns around us. you know, a lot of other towns kind of have what I would call an aristocratic layer of people who have had lots of influence in that communities in those communities over the years. And Thomasville's always been more of a working class community, in my opinion. You know, the people who had money here were usually the merchants who owned stores or owned the lumber mills or whatever that might be here. But they were also the same type folks that got in and helped everybody work together to be the best we can be. And so our community, for many, many years, in my opinion, has always been the type of community that they've figured out a way to pull itself up by its bootstraps and work to accomplish things, and everybody pulled together to accomplish things. And I think that's still evident today. Our whole city burned in 1899. And so basically the city was gone, but they came back and rebuilt the whole city, and everybody worked together. And I think from the, you know, when the town rose from the ashes from 1899 until today, I think there's been a can-do spirit here of, hey, we are surviving and doing what's right. There's always been a strong support for education here and to have good schools and those types of things too. So everybody just needs to pull together, and we work hard to be the best we can be.
That's great. When visitors come to town, what's something you'd recommend for them to see or visit?
Oh, we always want them to see the Civic Center and different things. But we have a beautiful children's park now that we just built over the last few years. Our downtown area, we've got some coffee shops, we got great restaurants, of course Big Mike Steakhouse, the #1 steak in the state of Alabama. But we just got a lot to offer now. And but the other thing is there's a lot of people who are from big cities who like to get out of town and go to a rural area, and we basically say, hey, it's cool to be rural. We think it's a great place to be and to enjoy. I mean, we're right between two rivers, so you can go to the rivers and go hunting, fishing, etc. And then we've also got a beautiful community golf course now that we bought the old country club, and we've renovated that golf course, and it's a beautiful course, and we just have a lot to offer for a small town. We have our own community orchestra, our own community theater. So we tell folks we got a little culture in the country too. So we between those and of course sporting events and other things that go with it, we think that we got a great place to live and a great place to entertain and have fun.
Right. What's your vision for the future of Thomasville?
Our vision can be whatever we want it to be. One of the sayings that I use all the time: the only way to get back on your feet is to get off your fanny. So we feel like that we should put our feet in action, put our words in action through our feet. And so I really think that the dreams that we have for our community, any dream that we have for our community, can be realized. We have a dream to build a new library. We have a new library, a building that's been donated to us, and to take our library to the next level. And we're in the process of that project. Just received a $1,250,000 grant to help with that project. So that's a project of the future that we will see transform. There's almost 50,000 visitors that visit our little public library out on Highway 43. We'll be going to be moving that library downtown, and by moving it downtown, those 50,000 visitors are going to come downtown. So we really feel like that's going to be another transformational project for our downtown area. We have visions of bringing back a theater to our community and all types of other things that we want to do, and there's a lot of goals there. We got a new hotel that's about to start construction, and a lot of other things that are about to happen. So we're really excited about the future. We have 5 industrial parks that we are either own or part owners of or participated in, and so we've got plenty of opportunities to grow additional jobs. So we've done a real good job of laying a foundation for the future to allow our city to grow and prosper for the long term. So we're really excited about the future, and we think there's lots of potential.
Yeah, well, great to hear. Thank you so much for meeting with us.
Well, thank you. Thank you for coming by to see us.
Okay.